Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with Be Creative, and today we're going to be creative with a guitar string. So actually this is a bass string, and on my other channel, Tappingflamingo, aka the Bohemian Hippie, I've done quite a few things with guitar strings, music strings, and a lot of them have been jewelry or ornaments. And today I'm actually going to show you how to make an ornament. But you know what? I have this big string here. It's pretty long, and I don't need the whole thing. So I'm going to cut this in half. Now, when you cut these strings in half, you need to be really careful. You do not want to use any nice jewelry pliers to do that. I'm going to use my memory wire cutters because they're the best thing for that. A guitar string is really, really tough. And even this string is really pretty tough, but I was able to do that. I'm going to put one half aside, and then this side, we're going to start out by just wrapping it. Like, first you're going to start out by, like how you first tie a shoe, and we're going to use this heart to put in the middle. Okay, once you get it to the size you need it, you're going to hang on to that, and you're just going to weave your string around. Now, this one, like I said, it's a bass string, and so it's pretty tough. The smaller guitar strings are not as difficult to work with. Okay, once you have them all wrapped how you want them, you're going to get some wire, and I have 18 gauge wire. I'm going to use this green stuff. I got this at Walmart. You could use 20 gauge wire. 22 gauge wire would be okay for most strings, probably not this one. And for this project, in addition to this purple heart and this green wire, I'm also using these gold beads. So yes, we are doing a Mardi Gras themed Christmas ornament. So I probably only need 2 of these beads at the most. I may just use one. We'll just have to see how it goes. And we are going to start out, let me move all this, by wiring this together. Now, I haven't really decided how far I'm going to wire this. I may wire it all the way around. I may only wire it halfway. It just depends on how things go. But I am going to start out in the middle here. And I'm just going to start wrapping tightly. And the end there, as you noticed, I made sure to wrap that all the way. In fact, I may go down one more like that. And I don't feel the end. So I'm going to come back around like so. And I'm going to squeeze that in there. Okay, now for this end, notice I have not taken it off the spool. I'm going to kind of do the same thing. You want to make sure your wire doesn't get too bent. Go around a couple of more times because I can still feel that end. You don't want to feel that end. I'm trying not to have this wire smash into the camera. Probably one more time. All right, now I'm going to come back around. I think I may come and maybe come down to here. Sorry, I'm getting out of the frame here. Like I said, I don't want this smashing onto the camera or the microphone or anything else. All right. I think I'm going to come down to here, and then I'm going to go back around, and then we're going to secure the heart in place. Now, as you're doing this, like I said, you do it pretty tight. Okay, we're going to come back around. Let's see, now how do I want this to hang? Okay, I'm going to put this down like this. So this is going to be the top. It's going to hang like this. It's going to be a little crooked, but I want it like that. And I'm going to put a bead on. And then the heart. And I don't think I'm going to put a bead on the bottom. It's not going to fit for one thing, but what I'm going to do is do some wire work around here and kind of almost make it look like there's a bead down there. So I'll go ahead and wrap it a little bit from side to side just to secure it. And one thing about these, they spin. Isn't that cool? Now, you could make it and wrap the heart, and then it would be stationary, but I want it to spin. Okay, so now I'm going to go around the bottom there a couple times. When you're doing these wire-wrapped things like this, sometimes you just have to listen to the wire. It tells you where to go sometimes, where to go and what to do with it. And what I could have done too is I could have hung this up in the other way, like put the heart on upside down and then put the bead here. This would have been the top, and then I could have made a bail there, but this is going to be good. I do need to make sure I have enough to make a bail though. Okay, which I think I'm going to be done here. But I do need to find a place to wrap the end. Whoops, man. Okay. Put the wire aside and find a place to wrap and tuck in that wire. There we go. All right, now for the bail. So I'm going to come up through here. Like this. Wrap around. Clip that off so it's even. And then I'm going to twist. Make sure this is tight. Okay, it's not tight. I want to make sure that's tight. There we go. Okay, now we can wrap. And any of you who like to recycle, this is a great way to recycle. If you play an instrument, I've actually done stuff with piano strings before. I've done stuff with colored guitar strings. I've made keychains, pendants, earrings, all kinds of stuff. All right, so now I want to get my... use your round nose pliers, but I'm going to use these, and I'm going to use this big one. I don't use the big one very often, but I am today. And I'm going to just wrap a bail, wrap this around and around. Until I run out of string. Now this particular string didn't have what's called an end bead. I'm sorry, the thing is just slipping all over the place today. But it's what connects the string to the instrument. And I usually like to leave those on. This one didn't have one for some reason. By the way, all my strings are recycled and cleaned. I get them from a local music store, which honestly I don't get to collect them much anymore, but I used to. A couple of our music stores locally went out of business during you know what, the big C, and so I don't have the access to the strings that I did before. But if you're looking for some strings and you would like to have some, let me know. I might be able to put some in my shop for you. But we're almost done. For the hanger, what I did is I crocheted 30 single crochets. I doubled some jute and just did the crochets like that. And I am going to put the ends together, and I'm going to tie an overhand knot. Now, as you see, I made sure that I had some long tails there because we're going to do some tying. Well, once I get that overhand knot done, I'm going to make sure all these are tight. And then I'm going to separate them out, and I'm going to feed 2 of them here. Now, you don't have to do that. You can just get a hook and hang it, but I think this really kind of adds to it. That's why I like to do this. And then I'm going to tie just a regular knot. And then I'm going to tie another overhand knot. And I like to do this with a lot of my boho jewelry or dangles. Make this thing that I'm getting ready to show you. Okay, once I have that all done and I'm sure it's tight, I'm going to trim these off a little bit. Now what you could do, you could take this a little step further and you could add beads to this, little seed beads, and tie a knot so they don't fall off. But I'm not going to do that today. Instead, like I said, I'm going to trim these off a little bit. Dull scissors. And then you can either use a pen, a needle, or I have a seam ripper here I called this a seam ripper the other day in another video. I don't understand why I keep calling it a seam ripper. It is a bead reamer, which helps sometimes if the holes aren't big enough in your bead, you can gently either clear a bead out. You don't want to do it too hard because you could crack a bead. But anyway, it's to use on your beads. So now that I have these 4 tails, I'm going to try to unravel them and separate the fibers out like so, and it just gives it a very boho look. Now I am making a couple of Christmas ornaments. We're getting ready to have an activity at church in about a week from tomorrow, in fact. And we are going to be exchanging ornaments. We're supposed to bring an ornament that's wrapped. And I have a feeling we're going to do the Dirty Santa, where you pick a gift and you open it up and then somebody can steal it from you. I don't know if you've ever played that or not, but it can get pretty wild. We always have a lot of fun with it, though. But that's what I'm making this ornament for, is for that Dirty Santa. And it's going to be a potluck dinner, too. I haven't decided what I'm going to bring yet. I usually like to bring scotcheroos. I should do a video on scotcheroos. Actually, had that recipe put into a QVC cookbook one time. All right, so I'm just going to continue to get this all separated out, kind of combed out. And once I get it all done, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. All right, I have it all done. That's what it's going to look like. Now I'm going to give you some other examples of ones that I've made. Here's a smaller one. I actually used several of these. Were strings that came off of a mountain dulcimer. And as you can see, these are the end beads I was telling you about. Actually, no, these didn't come off of a mountain dulcimer. I think they're the same string. There are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 strings there. I don't know where it came off of, to be honest. But anyway, there are 6 strings here that I put together, and I left the end beads on. Isn't that pretty cool? So that's another example. And then here's one I did with a string like this. I put beads at the top and the bottom. And then this one, I really like this one. I wired at the bottom and I put some beads along there. And these are all spinners. So those are some examples that you can do with guitar strings. And my daughter-in-law is going to be coming with me to this activity. And I told her, I said, I'll make an ornament that you could take. And I made this, isn't it cute? I need to put a little hook thing, ribbon or something. I haven't decided what I'm going to put, but I need to finish them off and do that. But these are the ornaments that we're going to bring to exchange for the Dirty Santa. And I do have a video on how to make these too. So I'll try to put a link either down in the description box below or at the end of this video. All right, so I was looking at this and I'm like, you know what? I want to take this one step further. And I have this garland. It needs a little bit more gold on it. So I have this wire garland, and I think I'm going to add some along here. And I'm just going to wire it around. Let me see. Let me cut some of this off. I'm just going to basically take this and wire it around until I get the look that I want. I want to keep some of the strings showing. I mean, if you didn't care about that, you could wire it all around, but I still want to keep some of that string showing. I'm just going to carefully wrap this garland around, like so. And I may even go up a little bit and cover some of my wire work. And then I'm going to come back down. This is very, can't think of the word I want to use for it. I may go a little bit over here. All right, all I need to do is just trim that up and tuck in the wire. And there we go. I was able to finish it, and I kind of moved that a little bit so you could see the green down there. But yeah, I do like this much better. It needed something. It's very asymmetrical. That's the word I was looking for. And I really like this. And you know what? Look how it glitters. It has a shine to it. It's going to look really nice on the tree with the lights reflecting off of it. Anyway, I'm happy with how it came out. Let me know if you've ever recycled guitar strings into anything. I'd be really curious about that. Thanks for joining me today, and y'all have a great day. This is Terry Jeanette with Be Creative, signing out for now. Bye-bye.